Action RPG Stellar Blade will be out in less than a month, but game director and Shift Up CEO Hong Tae Kim is already thinking about the sequel, as he shared in an interview with Famitsu. As reported by Games Radar, Tae Kim was asked if we would discover the ages of protagonist Eve and her allies in the game, to which the director joked that it could be answered in the sequel. Although he was joking, he said that he seemed to be sincere about wanting to make a sequel, and urged anyone curious about learning Eve's age to play Stellar Blade, since there's a bigger chance for the game to get a sequel if it's successful. The interview also touched upon the fact that there's no photo mode in the game at launch, as the team is currently busy polishing it, but they might consider adding it later if fans make enough noise. While there's no certainty on a sequel, the game has been performing very well in the pre-order rankings, with the Deluxe Edition ranking 3rd as of recording, so if reception is good enough, it might push enough sales for Shift Up to consider it. You can now try Stellar Blade as the demo is officially out now on the PlayStation Store. Are you looking forward to Stellar Blade? What is your hype level for the game less than a month from launch? Let us know in the comments. Welcome to Hyper Games. Here are more gaming news that you need to know. After Reuters reported that Embracer was considering selling off Gearbox in September last year, it finally became true as the Swedish company sold the Borderlands maker to Take-Two for $460 million. With that, Take-Two gains ownership of Gearbox Software, Gearbox Montreal and Gearbox Studio Quebec, besides rights to Borderlands and Tiny Tina's Wonderlands, previously published exclusively by their subsidiary 2K, plus Homeworld, Risk of Rain, Brothers in Arms and Duke Nukem. As part of this announcement, 2K also confirmed that the next Borderlands game is in active development at the studio, with David Smeller, president of 2K, indicating that after working together for 20 years, Gearbox has played an integral role in their success, given their unique ability to create interactive entertainment experiences that feature beloved characters, exciting new worlds, and humorous storytelling. This also confirms rumors from November last year, where a former employee listed Borderlands 4 and Tiny Tina's Wonderlands 2 on their LinkedIn profile. Gearbox CEO Randy Pitchford also commented on them joining Take-Two, saying that he believes in the strategy for the Embracer Group going forward, and is completely convinced that this transaction is the best possible scenario and an obvious net positive arrangement for Embracer Group, for Take-Two, and of course for Gearbox Entertainment. He continued saying, "My primary interest is always Gearbox, especially our talent and our customers. I want to personally assure fans of our games that this arrangement will ensure that the experiences we have in development at Gearbox will be the best they can possibly be. It's great to know this will ensure the studio can continue working on its most important franchises, but the talent being his primary interest is in question since after completing the sale the studio started a round of layoffs." Insider Gaming reached the studio and Take-Two to learn the impact, but has not received a reply as of recording. Staff affected include former PR manager Jennifer Locke, Senior User Research Investigator Jules Byrne, and Director of Online Engagement Chris Harada, who reported losing their jobs on Twitter and LinkedIn. Layoffs in the industry continue climbing, as it has reached an alarming number of over 8,000 employees in less than 3 months this year. As for the other part of this transaction, Embracer, they have reported in an investor call that the sale of Gearbox marks the end of their 9-month restructuring, which saw multiple studio closures such as Saints Row Studio Volition and Time Splitters Free Radical, plus the cancellation of about 30 games, 1,300 job cuts, and also the sale of publisher Saber Interactive. The funny thing is that these guys don't learn a thing, and one of the questions asked in this call was if the company was ready to start acquiring studios again, to which Embracer CEO Lars Wingfors said it was too early, as they will focus on increasing profitability and cash flow by simply making better products and games. What do you think about Gearbox becoming part of Take-Two? Voice your opinion in the comments. In a similar story, SEGA has made cuts in their European studios and sold off Relic Entertainment, responsible for making the Company of Heroes franchise, among others. According to GameIndustry.biz, the Japanese company is dismissing 240 roles across SEGA Europe, Creative Assembly, and SEGA Hardlight, with the majority being from the first two. This is the second round of layoffs in less than a year for Creative Assembly, as the studio suffered a previous one in September last year after its failed games as a service, Hyenas. SEGA Europe head Jürgen Post apologized for all the distress this news causes, particularly for those affected, but the decision came after deliberation with leadership teams who concluded that change is necessary to secure the future of its games business. Relic Entertainment, on the other hand, will become an independent studio, thanks to the support of an external investor as they announced on Twitter, and will continue to support Company of Heroes 3. What do you think of these changes by SEGA? Sound off in the comments. Moving on, Suicide Squad has gotten its first season update this week, and however many fans are still playing are up in arms, as they have discovered they can't just play as a Joker straight away. If you want to play as a Joker, you have to reach a Season 35 rank separate from the Battle Pass and Mastery, requiring you to replay around 10 to 20 missions, and there are no new mission types by the way, with a Stronghold arriving later in the season. After reaching rank 35, you're also required to be the Green Lantern version of Brainiac to then be able to play as a Joker, but WB Games has a very handy option to eliminate all that grinding, which is paying them an additional $10. To make it even worse, there's not much with Joker, just a few cutscenes and non-story related missions, and to level him up you'll have to replay more of the same missions again, despite the character said to be fun to play. This is even worse than another failed superhero live service game in Avengers, which had problems but not on this level, as they allowed you to play as new characters as they released. It was just the case of Crystal Dynamics not being able to deliver new content consistently. Have you played or are you still playing Suicide Squad? What do you think about these issues with Season 1? Share with us in the comments. Next, Capcom is interested in fans' opinions about Dragon's Dogma 2, including if they would be interested in future DLC. The publisher has shared a survey where players can provide feedback on what they liked and disliked about the game, and at the end asked if they would be interested in purchasing DLC for Dragon's Dogma 2 if released, and how much they would pay for it. The survey is open from now till April 21st, so if you're interested in telling them you hate microtransactions, you can do so, link in the description. In related Dragon's Dogma 2 news, Capcom has released update 1.05 which improves PS5 performance and squashes bugs, plus makes the recently promised changes, including increasing the number of Art of Metamorphosis items available in pawn guilds, and the quest to get the item for saving the game being available earlier. Have you played Dragon's Dogma 2? Would you be interested in future DLC? Sound off in the comments. Now time for a round of quickfire gaming news. Minecraft could finally be getting a PS5 version according to Reddit user TheAnsTrue and PlayStation Game Size on Twitter, who posted that artwork for the game has appeared in the PSN backend. Minecraft is currently on PS5, but that's the PS4 version played through backwards compatibility. A new Spyro game could be in development at now independent studio Toys for Bob, according to YouTuber Canadian Guy, famous for covering Spyro and Crash content, and apparently heard from numerous developers at PAX East who have heard rumors about a new Spyro game. This could be the game Microsoft was referencing they reached an agreement with the studio to develop, since the Redmond company still holds the IP rights. It also follows a tease by the studio on Twitter earlier this year. If it becomes true, again it's unknown if it will arrive on PlayStation, but given Microsoft's new multi-platform strategy, there's a chance. CD Projekt has updated information on the development teams in a recent investor call, and a huge chunk of the studio is into the upcoming Witcher 4. CEO Adam Nowakowski said that with the release of Cyberpunk 2077 Phantom Liberty DLC, the team to support that game has dropped to a headcount of 17, with the rest going to other projects. That means the Polaris project has a total of over 400 developers, as they should be starting production this year, indicated by joint CEO Adam Badowski back in January. Indie developers have assembled to present the III Initiative, a new 45-minute digital showcase scheduled for April 10 to broadcast on different social and media channels. The event will have games by studios and publishers behind The Darkest Dungeon, Slay the Spire, Be Rising and more, featuring over 30 games. Now for new release updates, Bandai Namco is launching more content for Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2 in spring, with the Future Saga Chapter 1 adding a new scenario, new playable characters and more, plus 3 more chapters in the future. The PS5 and Xbox Series versions are still scheduled for May 24. Eddie Gordo joins Tekken 8 as a new DLC character on April 4th, with Year 1 Pass owners getting 3 days early access on April 1st. The update will also include a new feature in the form of a Tekken Fight Pass, with free and paid tracks users can level up for extra items, new items in the shop, and bug fixes. IllFonic is taking away from Sony Interactive the publishing duties for Predator Hunting Grounds, and bringing the asymmetrical shooter to PS5 and Xbox Series in late 2024, including all the updates released until then. Before that, they will be releasing a new patch for PS4 and PC in April that improves player movement, weapon balance, user experience, and more. They also plan to add new Predators for Winter 2024 and Spring 2025. And those are the PlayStation stories for today. Let me know what you think in the comments below, give this video a thumbs up or down to let me know your feedback, check out more content you may like as well, such as Sony winning a $500 million controller lawsuit, and subscribe for more on PlayStation. Thank you so much for watching, my name is Joseph, this is Hyper Games, and I'll see you on the next one.